Okay, the song Thanks for the Memories by Fall Out Boy has some sort of significance. Okay, so that's like the channeled song, and I just keep hearing it. Also, the word traitor or the energy of traitor. I feel like this is more people labeling you as a traitor. I don't think it's necessarily true. The energies of today and moving forward into tomorrow. The energies are intense. There's a lot happening at once, okay? Multiple different things happening at once, and they are all impacting one another, okay? So there's this energy too of like really learning how to not force things and what forcing things looks and feels like to you. You might not have necessarily realized it, okay? And just really being able to enter a flow state when it comes to your creativity or when it comes to you embarking on something or doing something, okay? I also, whilst I was shuffling the cards, I also heard the word, trials. Ears ringing could be significant for you. Your ears might be ringing, or they might have been ringing a lot lately, and you're not really sure. It's like when your ears are ringing, like, oh, maybe my spirit guides are like giving me a message or trying to give me a message, or maybe there's a download coming through, but you're not sure what, like you weren't able to, like nothing happened, nothing came through. And I'm hearing for this collective, that's because you are someone, this is very specific, you're someone who gets clear messages and downloads when you're doing things with your hands. So a great example of that is I don't get messages at all when I sit down to like meditate and like tap into the energies. When I'm sitting here just shuffling and just letting my mind, like I'm doing the shuffling, I'm letting my mind just be blank, and then that's when things start to like come through. It's like all of these just channelings, words, thoughts, feelings, songs, they all come through. And I feel like this is why people that channel by doing automatic writing, it helps them tune in, tap in. It's like taking their mind off of thinking for the messages. It lets them not think. So you are someone who is like that. You need to be doing something with your hands. Knitting might be significant for some of you. Maybe it's the same thing for you as shuffling, or you just need to be doing something at the same time as you're intending to sort of like get a message. Okay, all right, Spirit, let's see what's going on today. What's the main sort of like multiple different things happening at once currently that are all impacting one another. Also, I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. The song might also be significant for some of you as well. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, as always. Let's see. Eight of Cups, Six of Cups. Straight away, you're leaving behind what's familiar to you. You're leaving behind processes, patterns, ways of doing things that you have, like, and these are systems I'm hearing. These are systems that have been in place since early childhood for you. I'm hearing specifically related to perfectionism. The Chariot, Two of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Not knowing how to move forward. Not knowing how to bring about the success or the manifestations or your intentions. Some of you guys are really looking for answers on what to do next. And Spirit saying the answer is you have to walk away from the way things have always been done. And specifically, I'm hearing like to really tune in and look at the structures the systems that have been in place for you around achieving, around output, around effort, around achieving your dreams and goals, desires. Have a look there. That's where you start. Because while it makes sense for you to be operating that way, because you've always done it, it's not the way forward for this particular goal or dream, or your particular goals or dreams. What is that? Ace of Swords. Yes. This is like a big yes. Big fat yes. Looking at those systems from your childhood, it's really going to become clear to you somehow. So it's going to be made clear to you where you've gone wrong. Not gone wrong, but why the systems that you've always employed, or the systems that you've always used, aren't working, or you're going to just see it from a different way, a different perspective. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Are you kidding me? So the last card we had was the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Spirit saying this is the answer. This is what you have been waiting for. This is your ticket. The answers, like, you're saying goodbye to an old way of being, an old way of doing something, an old way of living your life, old beliefs. Five of Swords, yeah, they held you back from happiness and stability. Almost like having to, like, it's almost like this energy of like these systems really kept you at other people's mercy, or at society's mercy, or your community's mercy, other people's mercy. It, like, I don't know, there's something about that with the Five of Swords. Two of Pentacles again. It keeps bringing me back to the reading that we did earlier in the week, where, okay, so the system's in place. If you want this success, you want this abundance, this manifestation, whatever it is you're trying to, for some of you, you're trying to just change your life, the trajectory of your life in general. Whatever you're hoping for, whatever you're desiring, whatever you're intending to do, or bring forth, or have, or experience, or feel. Remember when I said a couple of days ago, when I said you need to start, Spirit saying, start asking yourself before you do something. It's thundering. Does this feel good to me? Where, like, figuring out where is the, like, getting curious about why it is you think that it has to be done that way. Is it because that's just what you've always done? It's because that's just what you've been told or taught. There's a needing to look at things differently, look at things from a different perspective. And Spirit's saying start by looking at your systems. Because you have to leave that behind. There's something about those systems that just aren't allowing you to progress with the Chariot there. It's not allowing you to progress and move forward. You're not really able to be, the work that you think you're doing, the work that you think that you're putting toward this goal, the efforts that you're putting aren't giving you results. And it's because your efforts are, I'm hearing your efforts are futile in this. You need different plans. You don't need different goals, you just need a different plan. You need a new way to execute it, and it has to be, going back to essence, it has to be heart-centered, it has to be in alignment with fun, joy. You have to be able to enjoy what it is you're doing. If you are watching on TikTok, head to part 2 over on YouTube. The link is going to be in my bio. We're going to go deeper into this. Okay, so Yeah, so just the efforts that you're putting forward. Four of Swords. I'm going to make note of that, but it doesn't feel like it's carrying on from where this is going. So the Three of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. It's not, you're not connected. You think okay, the efforts that you're putting forth to bring this about, whatever it is you're trying to do, you think that you are doing them because you're doing it for the manifestation, for the dream, for the desire, for the goal. But Spirit's saying it's not working because you're coming from a place of, please simplify this concept that I'm picking up on, Spirit. Please simplify it. Your output, right? The energy that you're using, the output isn't connected to your heart. It's not connected to your essence. The goal is connected to your essence. The goal is connected to your desire, to your want, to your dream, to your hope, to the manifestation. Yes. But your efforts that you are doing and putting in place, the things that you're doing to help bring this about, to pursue this path, the actual things you're doing, they're coming from like a more, they're too logical, they're too strategic, and they're not coming from a place of authenticity to you, to the reason why you're doing it. So it's like the why isn't completely linked. Your why is there and it's valid, right? But your efforts, your output, your ideas, your goals, the steps that you're taking, your actions aren't quite aligned with the why. They're aligned with the how. Your efforts are aligned with the how, and they need to be realigned with the why. So what that could look like is, I need to write that down. Efforts are aligned with the how instead of being aligned with the why. Okay? The why is the emotional. It's the fuel. The how is the logical. You use fuel, you expend. So can you see how when you are aligned with the how and you're pursuing based on logistics, based on strategies, based on, all right, I know what I want to do, I know why I want to do it, but I'm just focusing on what I want to do. So how can I bring that forward? How can I make that happen? See, the first question we ask is, how can I make this happen? How can I manifest this? And this concept, this thing that we're tapping into right now isn't the case for everybody. Some people it's the opposite. Some people are too attached with the why, and they're not focusing enough on the how. But for us specifically, and for those of you who are resonating with this reading, it's the how. There needs to be less focus on the how and more focus on the why. Because the why, when you're connected with the why, the emotional, the fuel, why you are doing this, why am I doing this? Why do I want to create content? Why do I want to manifest this car? Why do I want to manifest this house? You are then coming from a different perspective and a different point of view, which will then naturally, the how will naturally be obvious and apparent to you based on that. So you're wanting to create a certain type of content, you're wanting to have a certain career, right? Okay, why do you want to do this? Because it brings me joy, because it lights me up, because it fulfills me, because I resonate with this path, because I'm passionate about these things. Okay, so the how is doing the why. The how is doing the why. This one kind of over here, 6 of Pentacles. This way it's more balanced, more intentional. 7 of Swords. There's something about distraction here, something about not being distracted by other things, because you're fully immersed in what you are. You're fully immersed in your why. You're fully connected to your heart space. You're fully connected to your essence. You're no longer having to worry about getting it right or doing it right, because the right thing is what feels good. So that's why Spirit was saying earlier in the week, when you are doing anything this week, any efforts that you put forth toward this dream, toward this goal, toward this manifestation, you need to double check with yourself and clarify, this plan that I have, is this something that I would choose for myself to do, whether I was trying to make this dream happen or not? Am I doing it because I want to do this, because I genuinely enjoy doing this? Would I do this if I didn't have a reason to do it? And for some of you, the answer is yes and no. I can see the flip side to that. Some of you, this goal is giving you a reason to do something or try something new. That's just as valid. Others of you, asking yourself this question, you will see whether doing this actually feels good. So you know where to direct your focus. And by asking yourself that question, you're getting back in touch with the why instead of the how. The High Priestess, this is absolutely something, doing it this way, you are much more connected with your inner self and your intuition, and you are much more able to not box yourself in. And I'm also getting from this card frustration. You won't be as frustrated. And a lot of you have been in this frustrated energy because you have boxed yourself in and you just haven't realized it. And that's why things haven't been working. That's why manifestations haven't been happening. 3 of Wands. This is about expansion. This is about ships coming in. The things that you have, you can see it now. It's almost like with this information, you can see it now. You can see it much more clearly. And by employing this new system and this new strategy, it's going to be much more fruitful for you. And you're actually going to be able to see in real time the things that you have called for coming towards you. Resources, tools, gifts, abundance, results. And that is how you are able to connect with your authenticity when it comes to this goal, this dream, this manifestation. I feel the need to just leave it there. I hope this reading resonated.